What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Faraday Future. I want to go over some of the current data points, latest updates, and why I feel management might be slipping. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Faraday is rebounding with the broader market right now, up 2.42%. A lot of volatility though, so 25 cents the low, 27 cents the high. Even yesterday from the crazy sell-off that happened, we do know that roughly around that 23-cent mark is very strong support. Just kind of bounce off of that general area quite a few times. So going forward, definitely just watch for that to continue to hold. Not all that much in official news, as you can kind of see. Last news came out July the 30th. I have been watching this almost every single day just to kind of see like what's up with the whole reverse stock split. So in my opinion, this is something that management is making a very bold assumption in, and it might not necessarily work out for them. So I want to go over all that, but there was this 8K that did come out on August the 2nd. And so my previous Faraday video, I kind of talked about this Form 4. This 8K, they actually did do a post about this. So it says, through negotiations with existing investors on August the 2nd, the company successfully refined the terms of the previously signed share purchase agreement related to convertible notes. So it looks like originally the company could have required to repay the principal and interest in cash upon notes. So it looks like it's now that has been eliminated and moving it to share issuance. So not the best. Of course, that's good coming from the company standpoint. So a lot of these kind of scenarios that happen to Faraday and many other companies are good for the company itself, because this does kind of eliminate the amount of cash that they physically do have, and based on their last earnings, they don't have all that much. So essentially, it's good for the company, bad for existing shareholders, because they're just going to rely on share issuance to repay basically everything, which I think generally looking back, that's what they typically did do. So yeah, it's a unfortunate kind of scenario. In this 8K, they actually do call it, I think it's the waiver agreement or whatever else. Yep, right here. So waiver agreement. So yeah, in reality, not the best. If you do read through this section right here, it goes over exactly how damaging essentially that is to the stock price, because I've brought this up in the past, how these convertible notes and just in general preferred shares are very damaging to the bottom line. And again, it's kind of seen as more of a payday scenario, so it's good for the company, immediate cash, but it's very damaging down the line. So that's kind of the only update when it comes down to it. Right now, shorts are increasing about 99,000 shares. 7.91% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 34.56 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization is 69.13, and then short score is 64.15. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. So again, something to kind of keep in mind. Aside from all of that though, I wanted to bring up how Faraday management is somewhat slipping, and again, like I kind of mentioned, making a very bold assumption. So I've done quite a few videos. I'm not going to go dive deep into that in this video, but they do ultimately need to trade above $1 between 10 to 20 consecutive trading days. So I think a lot of investors are like, what the hell is happening with the reverse stock split? Are they not doing it? Do they have something up their sleeve? What is their plan? And so if they do believe in the 20 business days, then it needed to have happened and been effective as of yesterday. Again, I went over the actual chart and did absolutely everything to kind of show you guys. So kind of look back to that video. But right now, they're making the bold assumption that it's not 20. They have no knowledge of what it truly is. It is merely up to the NASDAQ's hearing panel to determine what it is between 10 to 20. And most likely it is 20, especially a lot of the examples I've brought up in the past, similar to T2 and also Mullen and many other companies that are in a very similar scenario to Faraday. They all do get hit with that 20-day from the NASDAQ, especially considering right now, looking at Faraday, they've done 2 reverse stock splits in the past. So the NASDAQ tries to kind of protect the public. That's one of their jobs as a regulator, right? They want to ensure that the public is not going to get screwed over by a company just heavily relying on reverse stock splits and dilution. They want to, again, kind of mitigate risk. So they're going to rely and need 20 days. So the fact that management has not done that is a very interesting point. So they're hedging on maybe 10, or maybe they're assuming 15, but by them, let's say it is 20 and that's what the NASDAQ thinks, and Faraday only does 15. Well, guess what? Do you think the NASDAQ's going to care that, oh, Faraday, you made the wrong assumption that it is only 15? You should go read our rules. And so it's a very bad scenario potentially for Faraday and how it might be kind of leaning towards. So we'll just have to wait and see what does ultimately come. But needless to say, Faraday on a technical standpoint has been really holding this 20-cent mark. So kind of staying within the 20s. I think that's generally a good thing. But if they don't announce a reverse stock split by this week, then yeah, definitely I think it is fair to assume that Faraday has really dropped the ball and it will get knocked down to OTC. But what do I know? I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do your own due diligence. Clearly, Faraday's management knows a lot better than me about NASDAQ rules because they have hopefully read through it numerous times and are aware of every finite word that is on there. So let me know your thoughts on Faraday. Do you think that they have something up their sleeve, or do you think that they're assuming 15 or maybe 10 to 15 days? What's your kind of thoughts on that in the comments below? And when it comes to this new waiver agreement, do you think that's positive? Do you guys see that as a positive, or do you guys see that as a negative? I would really love to, and also on a side note, I actually did kind of respond to YT in one of his posts, and he always responds for the most part to everyone. Didn't answer me because I asked him if he'd be open to do a interview with me, because I would for sure ask him about previous articles and news PRs that they've done stating that they're going to be moving away from these damaging notes, and they've even referred to them as damaging. So why are they kind of still going back to these damaging products? I would really like to know YT's response to that. And yeah, there's other questions, but yeah, definitely that is something that I found very interesting, the fact that he didn't even respond to me. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. So let me know your thoughts on Faraday. Like I said, I couldn't really give two craps if you guys are buying, selling, holding. I'm not here to influence that. I'm just kind of spreading some knowledge. And so again, the fact that they haven't done a reverse stock split, I'm not saying is extremely bearish. It's not bullish. It's just a point. So kind of just take note of that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.